Replace this with a review poll to gauge learners' experience and connection to previously taught concepts. I love this topic. I'm confident in this topic. I'm interested. Replace this with a general question about the topic to scaffold conversation. Add a reasonable Add the correct answer here. Replace this slide with a more detailed explanation of the question or to present a visual explainer with an image. Hashtag Kahoot tip embed relevant vocabulary to activate prior knowledge and prepare for future questions and slides. Replace this puzzle with a sequencing question perfect for a timeline, math processes, or even spelling unscrambles. This happened after. This happened next. This happened first. This happened last. Replace this with a follow-up fill in the blank to the previous question. This helps to reinforce two-step prompts. Replace this with a summary question based on the topic from previous slides. True. True. On to the next concept. Replace this slide with a brief attention getter or hook for the next section of content. You may reinforce vocabulary, key individuals, or activate prior knowledge. But don't say too much. This slide is meant to transition content. Replace this question with a pulse check to determine learners' confidence levels around the topic. Replace this with a general question about the topic to scaffold conversation. Add the correct answer. Add the correct answer here. Replace this with a follow-up fill in the blank to the previous question. This helps to reinforce two-step prompts. Replace this with a general question about the topic to summarize key ideas. Add as many of these as you'd like. Add the correct answer. Add the correct answer here. Replace this slide with a more detailed explanation of the question or to present a visual explainer with an image. Hashtag Kahoot tip embed relevant vocabulary to activate prior knowledge and prepare for future questions and slides. Finish with a poll to discuss what learners understood during this reinforcing Kahoot. This answer could be Replace this with an introductory question to prepare learners for what they're about to learn. Done and done. Got it. Done and done. Got it. Gotcha. Okay. Replace this with a blind question, something they have not yet learned. Turn the timer up. Replace with correct answer. Replace this with a prompt to explain and discuss the answer to the blind question. Answer 1 could be, yup, got it. Answer 1 could be, yup, got it. Answer 2 could be, can you explain again? Replace this with an easy reinforcement question so they can apply their new knowledge. Replace with correct. Replace this with another reinforcement question. Add as many of these questions as you need. Replace with correct answer. Replace this with a blind question again, but this time it's no longer blind. Replace with incorrect answer. Replace with correct answer. Now, a new blind question. You could use this to teach the exception to the rule they learned. Okay. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Now I get it. Yes. Try a no-points question to explain and discuss the answer to your second blind question. This answer could be, okay, got it. This answer could be, okay, got it. This answer could be, could you explain again? Now, ask a series of reinforcement questions to help make the new knowledge stick. Replace with correct answer. Try asking the second blind question again. Remember, this time it's no longer blind. Replace with correct answer. A series of compound reinforcement questions lets them apply everything covered in this Kahoot. Replace with incorrect answer. Replace with correct answer. Repeat these steps to build knowledge and confidence to reach learning objectives and milestones. Replace with correct answer. Finish with a no-points question to discuss what learners understood during this blind Kahoot. This answer could be, okay, got it. This answer could be, could you explain again? Replace this with a simple introductory question. Include relevant answer alternatives that challenge your classroom. Plausible answer. Correct answer. Replace this with a question your class should not know the answer to. This is called a blind question. Plausible answer. Correct answer. Replace this slide. Replace this slide with content that answers the blind question and provides additional context. Make sure to include a video or helpful image. Ideally, Kahoots should have 7-10 questions and 3-5 slides. Replace this with a quick reinforcement question. Lower the time limit and pay attention to the music. Correct answer. How not to create a slide. This is not how your slide should look. It's too much information. You want to keep the slide simple and engaging. Not everyone is Charles Dickens. Replace this with a more challenging reinforcement question that requires more time to think. Notice the music change? Incorrect. Correct answer. Replace this with the original blind question. Keep your Kahoot between 7-10 questions for maximum engagement. Plausible answer. Correct answer. Replace this with another contextual slide. Don't get into the pattern of having a slide after every question. You want to keep your students engaged and on the edge of their seats. Now, a new blind question. Use this one to build on the knowledge from the previous slide. Plausible. Correct answer. Replace this slide. Make sure to include an engaging image or video that pertains to the material. And don't be afraid to alternate the time you play Kahoots during your sessions. Hold quiz. Tie all the material together with a question that makes your class think. You might need to give them additional time. Almost correct. Correct answer. End the Kahoot with an easier question that all of your class should answer. We want students to feel smart. Similar answer. Correct answer. Welcome. My name is. Add a picture of yourself or an image that reflects you. How would you best describe the last school year? How would you describe your child's experience last year? What is your biggest priority about your child's experience? Citizenship and collaboration. Social emotional learning. Literacy independence. Math growth. What learning areas are most important for your child this year? Mathematics. Social emotional learning. Citizenship skills.
Social studies and/or science.
Collaboration skills. Your child can be best described as curious, contemplative, or inquisitory. Playful. What are you most looking forward to this year? Personal independence and autonomy of learning. Academic achievement and growth. Opportunities to get involved with extracurriculars and activities. Friendships and relationships between peers and classmates. What is the best way for me to stay in contact with you throughout the year? Paper notes via child.